Dear students, today we are going to complete the chapter. We are discussing part 3 O levels biology 5090. Remaining topics are, first of all, the remaining topics specialized cell. The first, there are different types of special cells which are present in plants and animals because they have to perform the specific functions which are unable without them. So these specialized cells are, first of all, I would like to go with the plants. They are root hair cells. You can see the students, the root hair cells. They are only present in the plants, and they are uh, in the you can see a root is there, and on root you can have root hair. So if we magnify only one cell, then you can see this type of cell which is long and protruding. It has all organelles of a typical cell. You can see that cell wall is there, cell membrane is there, nucleus is on one side, cytoplasm is there, and then you can see that a single large vacuole is also present. But its function is very special, that it has to absorb the water and minerals from the soil. So due to its specific function, their structure is uh, long and protruding root hair, which increases its surface area. It increases its surface area, and surface area is increased. It is compulsory to increase because in this way, the more absorption of water and minerals will take place. So I would like to discuss the written one. Plants absorb water from the soil by osmosis. Yes, the only way of movement of water is the osmosis, in which the water moves from its higher water potential towards the lower water potential through a partially permeable or selectively permeable membrane, and cell wall acts as a partially permeable membrane in all these cases. Root hair cells absorb the mineral lines by active transport. Water is moved by osmosis, whereas the mineral lines, they always move by the active transport. And what is active transport? Active transport is actually the movement of molecules or ions against the concentration gradient from lower concentration towards the higher concentration. And for this type of movement, they need energy. So active transport needs energy against the concentration. So root hair cells are adapted for taking up water and mineral lines by having a large surface area to increase the rate of absorption. So they are long, they have protruding. So in this way, the surface area is increased, and more surface area will help the plants to absorb more water and mineral lines. So it was all about the root hair cell. Now I would like to move towards the next video, where next slides. And in next slide, you can see the red blood cells. The red blood cells, they are the cells of the blood, and you can see their shape, a plate like a disc-like structure. They are thick at the edges and thin in the center. They are thin in the center, but they don't have nucleus. They are non-nucleated. So that is the reason their life is very short, that is only 120 days. And their function, they have very special function, that is they transport the oxygen. They transport the oxygen, they carry the oxygen because they have a red protein inside them, which is hemoglobin. And this hemoglobin is the red protein which has heme group on it. It is you can say it is hemoglobin is made up of 4 chains, and each chain have heme group on it, and this oxygen is attached with that heme group. So in this way, the oxygen, when combined with hemoglobin, it is changed into oxyhemoglobin. And oxyhemoglobin I would like to write it oxygen plus hemoglobin, oxyhemoglobin, oxyhemoglobin. And students, you can see this sign. It shows that whenever there is need of oxygen, where there is need of oxygen in the body, because blood circulates throughout the body, and where there is lack of oxygen, shortage of oxygen, this oxyhemoglobin will break down again into oxygen and hemoglobin. So in this way, I would like to say this bond is very weak bond, which is formed between oxygen and hemoglobin. So it will break down when there will be the low concentration of oxygen there. So it will break down and oxygen will be available to those cells of the body where there is low concentration of oxygen. It can also carry the carbon dioxide from there for transportation towards the lungs. Now I would like to read this. Red blood cells also remove carbon dioxide from your body, transporting it to the lungs for you to exhale. Red blood cells are made in the bone marrow. They are made in the bone marrow. So they live about only 120 days. So after every 120 days, their life is finished. And there is at all the time, the new red blood cell are forming in the bone marrow. One more thing I would like to discuss, that why they are non-nucleated, why they have they are thicker at the edges and thin in the center, because they in this way there is more space for more oxygen. Because larger surface area, because surface area is increased in this way, more space is provided to the oxygen to be attached with the red blood cells to move towards the or to transport to the other parts of the body. So red blood cells are performing very special functions. So is their structure is according to their function. Now I would like to move the next special size of the now, the next special cell is again from the xylem cells, because all these three specialized cells are added into your syllabus. So the next is xylem cell. Xylem cell, first of all, I would like to discuss its function. What is the function of the xylem? Xylem is, you can say, xylem cell conducts the water from the soil towards the upper parts of the plants where there is need of more water, or carbon photosynthesis is taking place inside the plants. So more water is needed for the process of photosynthesis. So xylem's function is to conduct the water from the soil and to the all other parts of the plants. But its movement is unidirectional. It will go only from downward direction towards the upward direction. So why its structure is very different from other cells, as because it has to conduct the water, and for conduction there should be lumen inside, there should not be cytoplasm, there should not be nucleus inside. And beside this xylem cell wall is made up of lignin, which strengthens this vessel. It is a non-living material which helps to support the high water pressure by the xylem vessels. The basic function of xylem is to transport from the roots to the stem and leaves, but it also transport nutrients. You know, the nutrients which are dissolved into the water, they are transported also by this xylem, and xylem vessel is they are tube-like structure which are joined end to end. Again, they don't have nucleus, they don't have, only lignification is there in their walls. Now question arises, what is lignification? The deposition of the lignin in the walls of xylem is called as lignification. So there are three types of lignification. Generally three types of, there are so many other types of lignification, but here I will discuss only the three major types. Annular rings. The lignification is in this form. This is in the form of annular rings. You can see over here the annular rings. Let me change the color. So annular rings and spiral in this way and in the form of pits. And the pits don't have lignin inside. So the deposition of lignin in the walls of xylem is called as lignification. So I have discussed three different types of, actually this lignification does not prevent the water to flow in the upward direction. So it supports, it helps the plants to withstand with the high turgid pressure. Now we have completed three different types of special cells. Now I would like to move towards the cellular organization or level of organization in a cell. You know, the you have we have the throughout the chapter we have discussed about the different cells: animal cell, plant cells, and special cells. You know, the organism is made up of organisms have lots of, you can say, combinations inside the body, different levels of organization inside the body. So when many cells or a group of cells, when they join together to perform a specific function or to carry out a specific function, then there is the formation of a tissue. From cells, tissues are formed. A group of cell will make up one tissue. And here I can give an example of connective tissue and epidermal tissues. These are the two types of tissues. Connective tissues are in animals and epidermal tissues are in the plants. So when many cells or group of cells will join together to perform a specific function, there will be the formation of a tissue. And here on screen, you can see plant tissues and animal tissues as well. And you people know that these are the dermal tissues. These are the ground tissues which make up cortex, xylem tissues, and phloem tissues. So they xylem and phloem, they make up vascular tissues. And you can see the animal tissue, smooth muscle tissues, loose connective tissues, nervous tissues. Blood is also a tissue because it has many different types of cells inside. Columnar epithelial tissues. So in this way, there are different tissues which can be an example. Now I would like towards the next slide. Yes, when tissues unite together, they will make an organ. So here, organ, definition of organ and example, different tissues unite to form an organ to perform specific function. They have to perform a specific function. They have to join together. So examples can be stomach in animals and leaf in plants. And there can be any other example. You can give any other example. I have chosen these examples. You can give another example. So when tissues join together, group of tissues join together, or the different tissues join together, there will be the formation of one organ. Now let's move towards the next video slide. Sorry. Here I have an example of animal organs and plant organs. In animal organs, I have shown you another. Eye is an organ, ear is an organ, nose, hand, or touch, you can say, or and your tongue. All they are the different organs which are called as sensory organs. And in plants, you can see the leaves, stems, and roots. All they will act as an organ. So these are the examples. Let's move towards the next slide. And next slide, when different organs work together, when different organs work together for a special purpose, then there will be the formation of an organ system. So many organs, they will work together to make one organ system. Here examples are digestive system, and in digestive system you can see that buccal cavity, pharynx, larynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, all they are the different organs which will make up one digestive system. And same is the case with the reproductive system. Different organs, they are working together to make one organ system. Again, you can give any of the example which you feel easy. I would like to move the next slide where I have shown you the reproductive system in both animals and plants. And you can see in animals, the male reproductive system and female reproductive system, and in plants, you can say the both systems are here, male and female. It shows the female and it shows the male reproductive part. So in this way, I would like to, these can be the example which you can give, which you can use when you are asking about any. Now, organism, many organ systems work together to make an organism. Many organ systems. Digestive system, reproductive system, excretory system. You can say reproductive system and your body's nervous system. So different systems work together in, then there is formation of one organism. So example of an organism, a plant or animal. So here, this is the example of an organism, and you know very well about. Now, summary of these levels of organizations, you can say both types of cell, the plants, animals. Tissues, group of cells will make up tissues, group of tissues will make up one organ, many organs, they will make up an organ system, and many organ systems will work together to make an organism. And here are again the examples of all these systems which we have discussed, and I have given you examples as well. So first chapter is finished now. Dear students, please, if you like my videos, then please share them, subscribe my videos, and in this way you will be able to find more videos about the subject. And in the next video, inshallah, we will start chapter 2. And for today, thank you so much.